Okay, I'm back, and I went and grabbed a few crocheted pieces to see what I want to add to this pocket here, to this apron. I like having a few different colors, so I just brought some colored things over. I think that's a little too big. Try a piece of this. Maybe if it was round. I don't know. What do you think? What do I have in here? I might have to use this one in the journal somewhere to represent her candy heart. It's sewn inside her. And I love in the stories that their faces never change. No matter what is happening, you'll see pictures of them falling and getting dirty and being bathed and all kinds of stuff, and their faces never change because they're sewn on faces. And they even talk about the fact that, I saw one, I think it was a story of the wishing pebble, and one of them commented that they can't close their eyes when they make a wish. Let's see what we can construct here. Maybe I don't want the blue. Maybe that's throwing me off. By Jove, I think I've got it. Now, I can pin these on. And I'll be sure I have a little something that I can stick in that little pocket because it's so adorable. I'll have to go back and watch my haul videos to see who sent me this dress. But I will say right now, thank you. Get in there. Yeah, I'll definitely have to have a writing board for this journal. It's very thick crochet that it's sewing through. It's making clunky noises. This completely has nothing to do with Raggedy Ann journals, but when I took apart a Reader's Digest book to make a journal out of it, I kept the pages for one of the stories because it was about Lily Langtry. It's called Because I Loved Him. And I had heard of Lily Langtry, but I didn't really know anything about her, so I thought it would be interesting to read it. So I've been reading that. So it won't take long. It's the abridged version, you know, Reader's Digest condensed books. But the thing I found interesting that might interest you is that I had never heard of a professional beauty. And actually it's not named correctly because they didn't get paid. They weren't professional, but that's what they did. And they were usually wealthy wives or daughters, but they were the beautiful ladies, and photographers would take pictures of them to advertise their studios, and artists would paint portraits of them, and then they would be in all the shop windows and in the newspapers, and they were famous. They were the professional beauties. They called them the PBs. And Lily Langtry became one of the became the most sought after professional beauty because she was so beautiful. She was called the most beautiful woman in the world. And she took that and used it to her advantage, and she eventually became an actress, but on the stage. But it made me think about all those lovely lady images that we use in our journals, where you can tell that some of those portraits are of the same woman several times, and I think that they were probably the professional beauties. Isn't that interesting? Tell me what you think about that. Well, this is paper, but I am going to pin it on anyway because I think I'm going to have trouble if I don't. It's going to make little holes in my paper, but I guess it's okay. I have ink in my fingernails from that very wet Stays-On ink that I opened yesterday. I don't think about it while I'm working usually, and then I watch the video back and I see the black fingernail. Well, that looks tidy enough, and when that's sewn in there will be room, there will be a pocket there. Let's see if this tag will fit in there. Yes, it will. Very cute. I'm happy with that. That page sticks out a lot more than the other pages. I think that'll be okay because I think the pages are a bit smaller than the book cover anyway. Now I can use a patchwork piece for this. A pretend patchwork piece. It's to be much warmer today than it has been. It's been in the single digits with wind chill factors well below 0. One night, I think in some areas it was 30 below with the wind chill factor. But today, I think it's going to be in the upper 30s. So I already feel it. I'm warm in this sweater. I have a thin, I always wear a thin shirt underneath my sweaters because you know the air gets in through the little knit holes in your sweater. So I've got a double layer on and I'm warm. And I keep my house cool. I wonder why that doesn't look even. I tore it, but it didn't tear there. Well, I'm going to turn it under anyway to give it a little more stability. And I'm going to sew some narrow eyelet to it. I don't have a lot of narrow eyelet. Most of it's wide. I think that one will work. Of course, I'll put that underneath like that. But I want my stitching on the top, so I'm going to stitch it this way. Oops, I'm almost out of thread. I've got a wicker hamper underneath my sewing table with some fabrics in it, and my presser or my sewing machine foot gets pushed up against that, and then when I try to sew, it won't go down very far. So then it just sews really slowly, and I know it's time to move my foot back. This is the presser foot. The other thing is the pedal foot, I guess. I don't know. Zigzag. You can't see me. Sorry. Okay, I won't do the pocket on the other signature right at this moment because you've seen me do that So let's see what else needs to be sewn in here, if anything. Oh, this is the pocket in the third journal, or third signature. Oh, silly me. So for this side, I just used a scrap of paper, and I sewed a little bit of fabric to it, and then sewed this postcard in it and on it, and this is from Old Design Shop also. Obviously, I won't do that on this signature because the pocket wraps around. So if I can just quickly get a scrap of paper to do that too. It's on the same page as the pocket that we just did. I have this. So I didn't measure anything. All I did was fold the flap down. I'll fold this up. This one might be a little, yeah, I made the flap shorter on this one because this flap covers up part of the picture, which I could have moved the picture down a little bit, but it's okay, I don't mind it. But I did make the flap a little smaller on this one. And round the corners. And then I round it here also. And here. So this flap is smaller, which means that I can't sew as much fabric on it, but let's see what I have in my little teeny scraps. It might go well with a Raggedy Ann journal. Oh, that one's cute. Okay, so I have two little tiny scraps of fabric and a little piece of red ribbon. I didn't catch in this corner, but that's okay. I don't mind that. I love this little image. I think I want something red with it because it's kind of blue on blue. So let's put this gingham on to remind ourselves of Raggedy Andy, as he often wears a red checked shirt. So we have Raggedy Ann in the picture, so we can have Raggedy Andy in the fabric. Oh, I used that red gingham in this one too, with a Raggedy Andy picture. looks okay. So I'm just going to let this be loose here. Loosey-goosey. And then I will glue it on as a pocket. I'll probably put a different postcard in there because this one will go in the other journal that I'm making. Okay, since I just sewed her on there. So she is going to go right here. And that page is done. I might have to do some stamping. All right, so where does this go? Right in here. I think that might be all of the sewing. No. No. I want to sew some lace down one edge of this page. Thought I heard my door. My kids walk in, but I know my son's working and my daughter's busy today. So I don't know what I just heard. And I think my doors are still locked. Because I haven't gone out yet today. Alright, let's put this one on. Then I'll do all of this again for the other Raggedy Ann journal. The other two, the Golden Book and the Wonder Book, will be done differently because they'll have the book pages in them. So I will do them together. Goes on the back side of the signature. So I have a piece of lace on the front page and then I try to put one near the center of the signature, so they're pretty well spaced out throughout the book. Don't ask me how I managed to get ink in my fingernails like this when I'm using ink pads. Just don't ask, because I have no answer. I am a messy crafter. Okay, so that takes care of the sewing for these signatures. I'm going to turn the camera off and see what's next, and I'll be back. Bye.